Hey guys, I'm John Setzler. Welcome back to the Kamado Joe cooking channel. Today we're going to fire up the Kamado Joe Classic and we're going to cook some butterflied chicken breasts, and we're just going to add a whole lot of goodness to it as we go. So let's get started. We're going to get this party started with two nice sized chicken breasts that I've gone ahead and butterflied. I've cut these, I've sliced these right down the middle sideways and all the way to about 1/4 of an inch or maybe 1/3 of an inch through, where I could just fold those over where we can get a nice even level or even thickness on those. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit these with a nice hefty coat of our Kamado Joe Poultry Seasoning on both sides. And then we're just going to flip these guys over, hit them on the back side. Just about like that, a nice liberal coat. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to lay these guys in a 1-gallon Ziploc bag, side by side. I don't want to stack these up in here. And we're going to add 1 cup of pickle juice. And this is, just like I said, it's pickle juice right out of a dill pickle jar. And I am going to try to get as much of the air out of there as possible. And we're going to let these marinate overnight. You can let this go, 12 hours or so, or even up to 24. And you might want to flip the bag over a couple times just to keep a good coat on this chicken. So as you come by your refrigerator, just flip the bag over every now and then. Keep that coated, and like I said, let this go at least 12 hours. Okay, it's time to fire up the grill. I've got 2 Kamado Joe fire starter cubes in my charcoal pile here, and I've got everything over on towards the left side of the grill because we're going to set up today for some 2-zone cooking. And I'm going to grill direct on the left side, and I'm going to have my right side set up as the indirect side. So we're going to get these starters lit and let them burn with the lid open for about 10 minutes. Okay, now that we've got our fire going, I'm going to set my divide and conquer flexible cooking rack in place. And I have my heat deflector in the low position on the right side. I've got my cast iron grate on the low position on the left side. And I've got my regular steel grate on the right above the heat deflector. So we're going to grill our chicken briefly over direct flame, and then we're going to move it to the cooler side to finish it. So let's go get the chicken ready while the grill's coming to temp. And also we're going to let the grill settle in at about 400 degrees on the dome thermometer, and I'm going to show you how we're going to set the vents to do that. Okay, to settle in at about 400 degrees, I'm just going to have the bottom vent here about halfway open. And on the top vent, I'm going to close the slider all the way and leave the daisy wheel fully open, and I'm going to watch the temperature as it comes up. If I need to increase the temperature, we'll open the slider, or if I need to cool it down, we'll close the daisy wheel. So we'll just keep an eye on this, and we're going to settle in at 400 degrees. While our grill's warming up, I've got a pan hot here over medium-high heat. We're going to melt about 1 tablespoon of butter, and then I'm going to add in 1 coarsely chopped onion. And we're going to saute this until these onions are translucent. After these onions start to cook, I'm going to add about 1 clove of finely minced garlic that I've run through my microplane grater. We're going to saute that in with these onions. And then I'm going to add 5 or 6 ounces of sliced baby Bella mushrooms. And we're just going to saute this until these mushrooms soften up. Okay, these look pretty good, so I'm going to turn the heat off, and I'm just going to dump these out into a mixing bowl, and we're going to set this aside until we're ready to take them to the grill. The next thing I'm going to do is put together a little bit of baste for our chicken. I'm going to start out with about, 1/4 cup or so of barbecue sauce. Then I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon or so of honey, and then we're going to add a healthy splash of the good stuff. So we'll get that in there. Maybe 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. I'm going to give that a good mix. And then we'll just set this aside also. And as soon as our grill gets ready, we'll get the chicken out. Okay, I've got our chicken breasts out that we've butterflied and marinated these guys in that pickle juice and in our Kamado Joe Poultry Seasoning. So let's take these to the grill. Okay, we've got our grill nice and hot, so I'm going to open the lid and we're going to toss these chicken breasts right on direct heat. And we're going to let them cook for about 1.5 minutes on each side before we flip it. And I'm also going to baste them with our barbecue sauce, just a light glaze of that on each side. Okay, I've let these go for about 2 minutes or so on that side, so we're going to flip them over. And we're going to hit the back side with some of that barbecue sauce glaze. And we're going to let these cook direct here for about 2 more minutes on this side. Okay, we've been going for 2 or 2.5 minutes on that side, so we're going to bring these up to the indirect side of the grill now and let these sit here with the lid closed, oh, probably for 5 minutes or so. I want to get the temperature inside these guys up over about 140 at this point before we move on. So we're going to go probably 5 to 7 minutes here with the lid closed. Okay, after these have been cooking for a little bit longer there, we're going to take our mushroom and onion and garlic mixture that we put together earlier and just top each of these chicken breasts with a nice healthy dose of that. And then we're going to put some cheddar on. Man, I wish you guys could smell that. It smells fantastic. So don't be stingy with the cheese either. And we're going to close that up and let that cook for a few more minutes. And when they look about like that, oh man, that looks good. These are ready to come off. So we're going to take these off, take them inside, and you know what's coming next. These guys are ready to serve, but I'm going to top them off, I think, with a little bit of green onion here. And we're going to plate one of these and have a taste. Okay guys, it's time to cut into this and see what we've got. It's a perfect cook. Everything looks wonderful there. I'm going to get a little bit of that mushroom and onion on there. Guys, that's fantastic. It has a beautiful flavor. Brining chicken in pickle juice is a trick, oddly enough, that I learned from Chick-fil-A. That's what they do. That's one of the things that gives their chicken the unique flavor that it has. So if you have an aversion to doing this in pickle juice, marinate your chicken in Italian dressing, or marinate it in a cup of a buttermilk with about a tablespoon of hot sauce. You can use Frank's Red Hot or Sriracha or anything, but give this a try. This is a beautiful dish. The cheese, the onions, the garlic, the mushrooms, everything brings something to this dish. The whiskey sauce with the barbecue, you can taste that in there. It's a really fantastic combination of flavors, and it's real easy to do. This is something you can, like I said, you can prepare your chicken ahead, throw this on the grill, and it's ready to go quickly. So give this a try. Let me know what you think. Join us on Facebook, facebook.com/Kamado Joe. Follow us on Twitter @Kamado Joe. And until next time, this is John Setzler with Kamado Joe Cooking Channel.